Bonjour, in this episode we retouch some Christmas landscapes. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs and welcome to episode 84 of my photography, Lightroom and Photoshop tips. My name is Serge Ramelli. I'm a French photographer living in the city of Paris. Alright, and welcome to this episode. Last week I showed you some little trick to use Lightroom to retouch videos. Check it out on my YouTube channel. This week it's Christmas, and so for Christmas we are going to do some special Christmas landscapes. This is the before photo. It's a pretty alright photo. I actually like the composition, and that's the final photo. The quantity of things you can do in Lightroom to improve a photo is pretty amazing. Also, I have a new course, and you will see the presentation at the end of this video, the sky replacement course. Alright, let me show you first this retouching on this Christmas landscape. Okay, mesdames et messieurs, just before we get started, I want to show you two things. First, at the end of this video, I will make a little presentation of my new course called the sky replacement course. I was very excited by this course, and you will see why at the end. And if you want to follow along with this tutorial and get for free the raw file we're going to be using, just go to News, Sign Up, and sign up with your name and email. Also, just a reminder, we still have 40% off because of Christmas. You just put Christmas and you can get it on any of my tutorials. And if you don't know where to start on the tutorials, you can just go to Start Here, and depending on your level and your training, I will suggest what training would be best for you. So thank you for checking this out, and now to the free tutorial. So this is a photo taken in the Alps, actually a few years back, but I like that composition because I was skiing with a friend and we stopped, and I liked the whole idea of having this tree and I could see the whole city. It was really nice, and the atmosphere, it's kind of like there's clouds in the back, but it's pretty clear in the front. I like it, but I was not so, yeah, I liked it, but I think we could do better. So I'm going to right click and create a virtual copy because I've tried a few things on this photo before, and I just want to be able to show you the before and after. And I want to show you the freedom that we have here. Because I'm going to just do Lightroom and nothing but Lightroom, but you will see that we can do a lot in Lightroom and we can get very creative. I have this saying that when you have a photo and you like the composition but the light is not good, well, try to recreate the light in Lightroom and get a shot which you feel emotionally a lot more connected. So first off, I'm going to open up the shadows and I'm going to bring down the highlights. Now, there's also the thing is, more you're going to use these tools here, more you're going to do like a tailor-made photo. It's going to be like more it's going to be spectacular usually, because if you do like just global settings, well, it's you don't have the ability to really change it like you like. So let's do the white point. Basically, I'm going to go, I'm going to back it down. I want it pretty, actually, yeah, that's fine. Just make sure nothing is burned. And the black point, I'm holding down the Alt key to see that. And the black you see here is what we call the clipping. Oh, that's a bit too dark. You can do it, just visually, or you can do it here. So that's just a regular contrast. Now, for me, the white balance is really boring. It's very blue, and I mean, yeah, that's how it was actually a bit warmer than that. So I'm gonna go to shade, but I'm gonna add some yellow and some magenta. I want it to be because it was like starting to be the end of the afternoon, so the sun was right here and it was starting to catch, to make some interesting lights, but it was somehow I lost it in the raw file. So I'm going to try to get it back, and I'm going to exaggerate it, something like that. Yeah, like that. Now, when I want to get, a good sunshine, what I do sometimes with the raw files, I go to camera calibration, and instead of Adobe Standard, I put it on landscape. It just makes the yellow sometimes more interesting. So yeah, I think it did the trick there. I'm going to back down the yellows a little bit now that I'm in landscape and add a bit more magenta like that. And I'm going to back down the white. I think the white's a bit too much burned. Yeah, but it's kind of cool. Okay, now I want to recrop this photo because I don't like the idea that it's too much of a portrait. I think I'm going to recrop it like this. maybe a bit like this, and I think there's a bit too much of a tree there. I want some of the tree, but not that much. Yeah, something like that. That's a bit better. It's, I think, a bit more interesting in terms of the message. You know, I like the idea of like a foreground, middle ground, and background. But you see, this photo lacks of depth, and one of the things that gives depth to a photo is atmosphere. If you've got a very foggy atmosphere in the back and a very clear in the front, it's going to give more depth to your photo. So let's do that with a brush. So I'm going to take a brush, I'm going to reset, I'm going to put a minus clarity. The idea of the minus clarity is that instead of adding clarity, it's going to make it a bit more foggy. And I'm going to do it here on the back of the mountain where it's supposed to be, where it's already foggy, just to enhance the fogginess there. Okay? And now I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to create a new brush, but I'm going to go to the right with clarity, and I'm going to add clarity on the foreground. So now we have more depth because we have, this is more foggy and this is more clear. See, before and after. It just gives more depth to the photo. But that's not all. I want to add some serious sunspots or sun rays or sunsets or whatever. So let's click on new. And now I'm going to click on reset, make sure that it's reset. I'm going to add some green, some yellow and some magenta. I'm going to make sure that my flow is around 79 and 80 here, so it's not too strong. And I'm going to paint over the mountain. I just want to add, like if the sun was casting some nice, you know, evening lights on the mountains. Now it's a bit too magenta, but I put it on purpose a bit strong so I can see where I was painting. I'm just going to back it down. The whole idea is just to add a little bit of that. Let's see if we can add a bit more clarity. I'm going to make a new brush, press reset it. Okay, minus clarity again. I just want to see if we can add even more fog there. Yeah, just to add atmosphere. And I think one of the hardest things in photography is to give depth. That's why it's important to have leading lines. That's why it's important to have different colors. And so that's the whole point. So now, before, after. Maybe it's a bit too much. I don't think I'm going to add the second one. I'm going to take it up. Yeah, that was enough. Okay, now here the snow is not very nice. So first I'm going to clean it up a little bit with the spot removal tool to just, you know, some stuff which is not nice here. Okay, and then I'm going to add again a brush, and I'm going to go minus clarity in the foreground because I think the texture of the snow is a bit too rough here, and also on the tree here. And additionally to the clarity, I'm going to add some minus sharpness. And minus sharpness is going to make, I don't know, I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see it on the video, but it's going to make basically out of focus, you know. So this is a bit out of focus. It's like if I focused on a city, it's a bit too much on this. I put it on purpose there so you can see it. Okay, so now we start having some depth here. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to go back to the overall setting and lower a bit the overall exposure to give it more feelings to it. Now I want to do something about that sky, because the sky is kind of blue and it should be warmer for the, you know, per the color depths that I showed you a couple of weeks ago. Because here we are playing on two things. We're making this foggy and this very clear for the depths, but we need to do something about the sky. So I'm going to, first there's a little spot that I want to take out here. Okay. And then I'm going to add a gradient filter. Voila. I'm making it a bit crooked on purpose. I'm going to reset everything, lower the exposure, and add a bit of magenta just on that. Not lower the exposure so much. Yeah. And the reason for that is that it's going to help create more depth to go a bit in these colors, you know. So it's a bit, actually, it's a bit colder in front and it's a bit warmer in the back. That helps to give also, you know, depth. And that's not all. There's one more thing I want to do to it is the sun was right there, and I love when the sun is in the photo. So there is this new tool called the Retouch filter. I use it a lot to simulate the sun. So let me reset this. I'm going to make a big circle like the sun. I'm going to put it here outside where the sun was. And I'm going to boost the exposure. but invert the mask so that the sun is just there. So here you see I have the sun, okay? Now the sun is a bit too much, so one thing you can do is feather it out so that it's less rounded. Add some yellows and some magenta so that it fits the rest of the color, and then I can just back it down to make it just a bit more realistic. But I just want to add some sun there, you know, just outside here. So I'm just trying to make a more, I love the composition. I just wanted to make a more interesting photo. Let me show you the before. That's the before, pretty boring. And that's the after, and you know, we've got Christmas and everything, and it's kind of neat. I would, you know, I probably would work on it a bit more to add a bit, maybe dodge and burn here on some of the roof, but you get the idea, you know. I just wanted to give some dimensions to it, and yeah, and make it more interesting. You know, it's Christmas, guys, so I had to retouch a Christmas photo. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, and welcome to this new training course introduction, the Sky Replacement course. The reason I did this course is that sometimes you spend a lot of money to travel to come to a specific place and the sky is just not there. You know, you climb up 284 stairs to go to the top of Notre Dame and it's boring sky. So you take the shot anyway because you climbed up the stairs. If there was only a software that could help us on that, it's called Photoshop. And that's what I do. I don't do it often, but I do it sometimes, you know, where I have an amazing photo, a good composition, but a boring sky, and I replace the skies to make, you know, a photo that's going to create emotion. When I do photography, what I try to do is just create emotion on my photos, whether there is a lot of retouching or very little retouching. So this course is about replacing skies, a lot of retouching, but for pretty amazing result. This course is two things. First, it is over 50 raw files of sunsets, daylight, or bad weather of nice skies I've shot over the last 5 or 6 years. I make a collection of it, and I'm offering it to you as part of this package so that you can use it on your own work. Second thing, we are going to do several projects, and I'm going to show you the before and after so that you can use these skies to change them on some of your photos. We're going to start off with this photo of the roof of Notre Dame. That's the before photo, and that's the final result, a lot more drama. Then we're going to go to the scene of this early morning shot where I drove like half an hour and was so disappointed that there was no sky. So we're going to add some skies for revenge. This is the final result. Then we're going to go back on the roof of Notre Dame, and this is the back, actually, what you see when you look behind Notre Dame, and that's the before photo. And I wanted to add some real drama in God rays, so that's the final result. Then I'm going to show you a little trick that I did. It's a panel of the Eiffel Tower, but taken through the buildings of Paris. This is all the before photos, and that's the final result with some sky replacement. Then I'm going to show you how you can do that in a middle of afternoon photo. This is the before photo, a pretty okay shot of the Eiffel Tower, and that's the final result. A lot more interesting because it's got a lot more sky. And last, this photo of La Défense. It's the sort of Manhattan area of Paris. This is the before photo, a night shot, and a night shot with sunset. That's the final result. You will see that one of the key things to do to replace skies is to find the right sky for the right photo. And that's what I will explain to you in these videos, and also I'll show you all the different techniques to replace skies, because there's actually quite a lot to it. So there you have it. That's my new course. I hope you enjoy it and that you have fun replacing skies. All right, guys, I hope you like that, and I hope you like the presentation on the sky replacement course. It's you will see it's a pretty fun thing to do. Thank you very much for being there every week. And please leave me a comment of what you think of this episode and any suggestion of future tutorials you would like me to do. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.